Alright folks, I've got the 260 Aclium quarter scale coyote target, half-inch AR 500 steel plate at 507 yards. Maybe we'll get some bullet traces this morning. We'll zoom it about that level. Hit! Howdy folks, it's Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors Adventures. You know, I get a lot of questions on how do you actually hit targets at long distance. Long distance defined as 600 yards and beyond, out to 1,000 yards and even further. The biggest thing I've learned, besides precision reloading and a rifle that is capable of making shots, you know, I'm talking rifles that are consistently shooting between a quarter minute of angle to half minute of angle, is what they call your anti-cant devices used to make sure that your scope is level. Let's look at a diagram that I did at work this past week. Now here's my 260 Ackley Improved. For some of y'all that aren't familiar with the cartridge, the parent cartridge is a 308 Winchester, neck down to 264 or 6.5 millimeter. My reloads, I'm shooting a 140 grain bullet at around 3,000 feet per second. Now I just drew a simple diagram showing, let's say your crosshair is perfectly plumb as far as the horizontal and vertical. Now let's look at what happens if your crosshairs are not plumb and are rotated in the clockwise direction. So for my 260 Ackley Improved, 600 yard shot at here in Ohio at about 1,000 foot elevation, I require about 10 minutes of angle come up. So if we do the calculation, 10 times 1.047 times 6 is approximately 62.82 inches come up. So on the graph, and this is to scale, each quarter inch tick on the quarter inch scaled graph paper represents 1 minute of angle. So I show 10 minutes of angle at that point right there. Now let's say for whatever reason your scope is not perfectly plumb. And a lot of guys, if you can't the scope, so then now our 10 minute of angle reference on the vertical of the crosshair has rotated. And at 600 yards, and if we look at 9.5 minutes of angle with the same calculation, 9.5 times 1.047 times 6 is 59.68 inches. So now we arrive at a 3.14 inch error. So the procedure I use to mount a scope to a rifle and then ultimately the anti-cant device is I use a pretty cool level. You actually, these are designed for recreational vehicles. It actually will level in two axes, X and Y, just a circular bubble level. What you want to do is make sure obviously you're on level ground. Level your rifle first. Make sure your rifle is leveled in the X and Y planes, and then without moving your rifle, mount your scope to your rifle system. Make sure that's level. Once you get that level, then you can go ahead and install your anti-cant device. Make sure that's level. You know, if all those three levels are plumb and they jive, you're good to go. The patented ACD anti-cant device is a spirit level mounted in an aircraft quality two-piece aluminum scope ring that mounts in minutes. When mounted perfectly vertical, the ACD allows a shooter to visualize and make adjustments for cant, which experienced shooters recognize is the rotation of a scope's off a true vertical horizontal plane. Compensating for cant is critical to accurate long distance shooting.